Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. As you guys can see, I have a video playing. This is of me taming down Louie, doing some training sessions. And I'm just going to be basically breaking it down for you guys and showing you what I did and some tips and tricks on kind of how to help you. So as you can see, the video's already started. He's basking right now. So I took this as an opportunity to kind of get some like hand contact with him, if that makes sense. So when you're doing this, you have to make sure you're moving very slowly, like how inching in. You don't want to startle them or anything like that. This is a good way to kind of help get your monitor used to you. Obviously, if he backs up, you don't want to like follow them, right? You don't want to stress them out. Basically, if this makes sense, how he's not moving, that's like as far as he'll go, that's as far as I'm going to push it. So if he were to start backing up or inching away, then I just pull my hand back because you don't want to ruin the stress. So as you can see in the video, he kind of perks up. I think someone walked in the room here, which I thought he was actually going to leave because of that, but he ended up staying here, which is perfect. So as you can see, I'm moving my hands a little bit closer every second. Don't want to make too much movement because it'll kind of startle him. I was also kind of worried about when I was recording this, the camera I have, the little camera setup I have, he's usually like afraid to death of it. But when I have the light off, I think he's fine with it, like right now. Here he goes, he looks at me. Another thing with monitors is you can kind of tell the behavior by their pupils, right? If their pupils are dilating, or if they're not dilating, that's how you can tell if they're stressed. Basically, it can tell you everything, what they're thinking. It's a very useful tactic to go about when training monitor lizards. So you can see I'm getting closer and closer. Still nothing yet, which is good. Alright, it looks like he kind of noticed my hand there for a second. That's how close I was getting. My goal is just to barely touch him, right? I don't want to put too much force on him because that's going to make him back away. I know how, like, what's the word? How warmed up he is to me. So I know not to touch him too much. It'll make him move away, etc. All that stuff. Alright, as you can see, I almost touched him right here. But I think this is the part. Yep, you see where his legs are moving? I think I just touched him with my nail here. And actually in the video, I don't know if I can turn the sound up, but he is hissing at me. He hissed at me like 2 times right when I touched him, which, I mean, is expected. He normally hisses at me. Yep, here we go. And you can see I'm rubbing him a little bit. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want. This is just like building a rope. If you guys know the rope method, the thread method with monitors, a little bit every single time. So this is perfect right here, especially for me with taming Louie down. So, and you always want to make sure you end on a positive note. So my goal now is to slowly move my hand out of the equation without freaking him out or anything like that. Perfect. No twitching or anything like that. And that makes that's perfect execution right there for like a little taming session with Louie. So he's not, like, that was ended on a positive note. He made farther than he usually does. It's just perfect all around. Everything that just happened there was perfect. And that's what you're going to kind of work with when you're working with baby monitors and you're trying to tame them down. This is the kind of like interactions you want. And you want to do this a little bit every day. Obviously I sit in front of his enclosure for hours. It's not like this is the only time I interact with him, but these are perfect right here. Getting him used to your hands, stuff like that. As you can actually see underneath of his basking spot, I have my shirt right there. Right here. That is to help get my scent. That's one of his main hides, like that entire area. He's like tunnel systems underneath of there. It's one of his main hides. So my scent being in his hide really helps him get used to me. So more than likely, he's probably already used to me a little bit. My scent, the scent of my hand. That's why he didn't twitch as much or kind of freak out or anything like that. And you can see one way we can tell that he's not too stressed or like anxious that I'm there is he's not showing me his entire side profile. He's kind of relaxed that I'm there. I mean, you can see his legs are kicked back, all this kind of stuff. All these little things are kind of showing me that he's relaxed. He's not stressed. And you can also see he's not even looking at me. Well, he is now. But he wasn't looking at me prior. So that is very good signs right there. You can see he's trying to get comfortable. I think he's about to go into shed actually, because I've been noticing him a lot rubbing his head up against stuff and kind of like scratching himself all around the enclosure. So that's great. Always growing. These guys never stop. And on top of ending on a positive note, another hard thing I can find with these is leaving the enclosure. So he's in a grow tent, right? And so when I have his enclosure unzipped, zipping obviously is really loud. So having the enclosure unzipped like that makes a lot of noise. So zipping it back up sometimes freaks him out. So I have to be really careful with that part, closing the enclosure, so I can make sure that I end on a positive note. That's one of the hard parts. So you can see he's stretching out, scratching his belly, trying to get the maybe shed off. I think it's shed. I think he's gonna start shedding soon. So I think this is the part in the video where yep, there's thumbs up. This is the part where I'm going to exit the enclosure. So I think I actually dropped the cover. Yeah, that wasn't on purpose, but the cover kind of slipped out of my hand and fell. Jumped back a little bit, but luckily he did not go to his hide, and that is exactly what I wanted. I want him to stay on the basking spot. Obviously he got a little freaked out, but it's not the end of the world. It's not completely over. And I thought he was gonna go to his hide there, but he doesn't. There he is, rubbing his head again. So I get the enclosure zipped up, all nice and good. Another thing about which I'm about to demonstrate right here in the video is you want to be able to walk around your monitor's enclosure a lot. So as you can see, when I get ready to stand up, I mean, normally standing up would freak your monitor out, make him run away. But that's one thing you want to kind of get rid of, because obviously if you're a small animal, you see giants stand up, you're going to get scared. It's like a predatory thing. But as you can see, I step away from the enclosure and he's still sitting there, which is perfect. Now, that is also a part of the perfectly executed taming process. That's another thing you want. You don't want them to be scared anytime during their process. You want to end on a positive note, like I said before. You want the entire thing to be a positive interaction. And you want more of these and more of these over and over. So you want complete positive interactions with your monitor. And that's going to help build your thread to getting a puppy dog tame monitor. Now, obviously, he's captive bred, so this can't really go for all monitors. It kind of can, but it'll be hard for all monitors. Captive breds are going to be easier because they're raised like this. I don't know what generation he is, but I think I have no clue. He's probably like second generation, third generation, something like that. So those monitors, obviously, they've been in captivity their entire life. They've been around humans. They've been raised. They've been bred to be good around humans. It's different for wild-caught animals. Obviously, they still have the taste of the wild. They have their instincts, all this kind of stuff. But with enough time, you could get a wild-caught monitor down just like that. That's pretty much it for the video, though. I think I kind of went over everything that I wanted to go over in this video. Everything I wanted to point out. Like I said, this is a little bit different than what I normally do for my YouTube videos. But I thought it was cool. I thought it'd be a good idea to go ahead and record this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any comments, remember, feel free to comment down below. You can ask me, I'll respond. If you want to see any other videos, if you have any video suggestions, you can also tell them in the comments, and I will look into it and maybe do it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.